Good morning, and welcome to another segment of the Werff Report for August 7th. Keep America vigilant to 23. Setup. We have more video from the GBN interview we brought you last week, in which Dr. Jan Halper Hayes, who sits on a task force at the Department of Defense, states that Trump set up the deep state to come out, and that a previous interaction with the Queen was actually an optic that Trump would bankrupt the U.S. corporation to dissolve it so we could be a republic again, and that it took 650 planes to remove our gold from the Vatican Bank, and the Pope wasn't happy about it. It's also being revealed that Pfizer employees were given a special batch of COVID vaccine different from what was available to the general population. DeSantis says 2020 election claims are, quote, unsubstantiated. New White House press rules reduce the number of reporters with access to the White House by 31%, and a leftist group largely credited for the Squad lays off nearly half of its staffers because we're winning. First, to turncoat Ron DeSantis, who stated in response to a reporter's question on Friday about the 2020 election, quote, all those theories that were put out did not prove to be true. Absolutely ridiculous, folks. I knew someone got to DeSantis as soon as George Soros spoke highly of him. He's certainly gone to the dark side. Don't trust him. Speaking of the dark side, new White House press rules took effect recently, and as a result, 31% of reporters have been purged, with 442 less reporters holding the hard pass. The rules limit who is eligible for the pass. Reporters can still apply, but must do so daily. Freedom of the press? Only if they say so. Next to Pfizer, who recently admitted during an Australian Senate hearing that their employees were given a, quote, special batch of COVID-19 vaccine that was different from the general population. Australian Senator Malcolm Roberts questioned Pfizer Australia's medical director Brian Hewitt, who dodged many questions by telling the senator that their agreements with the governments are confidential. However, Senator Roberts asked Hewitt regarding their company's own vaccine mandate, quote, we've read that your vaccine mandate was using your own batch of vaccine, especially imported for Pfizer, which was not tested by the TGA. Is that correct? Hewitt then replied stating, quote, so Pfizer undertook to import a batch of vaccine specifically for the employee vaccination program, and that was so that no vaccine would be taken from government stocks that was being delivered to clinics as needed. Right. Anyone believing this guy's garbage? Didn't think so. Gee, wonder why Pfizer employees got a special vaccine. Interesting, right? Now to a major story. More video of GBN's interview with Dr. Jan Halper Hayes, who we reported last week stated that the Department of Defense has the real numbers of the 2020 election. Today, we bring you more video, and it's even more explosive. In the video, Dr. Jan, who sits on a Department of Defense task force, reveals that President Trump, quote, set up the deep state to come out, and that when the media falsely portrayed Trump as having broken protocol with the Queen, he was actually giving an optic that he would bankrupt the U.S. corporation in order to dissolve it so that we could go back to being a republic. She says since 1871, it was the Vatican, the Crown, and the U.S., and said that it took 650 planes to remove our gold from the Vatican Bank, and that the Pope wasn't happy. Take a look. From this point on, we're not allowed to say or show you what we're about to on this platform, or we'll almost certainly be punished for it. For those of you that have been with us from the beginning, you know that YouTube had previously labeled our content as, quote, harmful to the public, and nearly banned us permanently on at least 2 separate occasions. So please, join us for the rest of this segment at thewerffreport.com, where we can say exactly what we want without the censorship, suppression, or the banning of our account for only $6.99 a month or $49.99 a year. You can also make a one-time donation by clicking the donation link in the description of this video. And for all the trolls out there who don't like our business model, no need to comment, just keep scrolling. We clearly have our reasons. For everyone else, your support helps us do what we do. See you there. God bless you all. God bless President Trump, and God bless America.